Rice Dairy Risk Services is a licensed insurance agency and an affiliate of Rice Dairy LLC. Please see the end of this video for our full disclaimer.
Hello and welcome back to our mini-series where Zach and I are going over the Dairy RP quote calculator. One little thing I want to mention before we get started is that 2020 Q1 is now up on the calculator, so go ahead and check that out.
That's right, check it out. No butter, fat, and protein, just the classes, just class 3 and 4 options. So components still waiting on, but it's a good start at least.
Yeah, you'll get something there.
Yeah.
All right, so what are we going over today, Zach?
Yeah, so the last tile, and probably the tile that we get the most questions on, is the protection factor tile. So it's going to be a fun one today, I think.
So what is protection factor?
Yeah, so the protection factor, short, it's a multiplier. It multiplies the premium you're paying by the protection factor you choose, as well as it's going to multiply your payout by the protection factor that you choose. So if you're paying 10 cents and you turned that up to 1.5, now you're paying 15 cents. On the same time, if you're going to get a $10,000 payout, now you're getting a $15,000 payout. So that's really all it does, is just multiply that.
Just a little multiplier. Then why is it in here? Why is it part of the calculator?
Yeah, so they put it in here for the biggest reason being that yield factor, the yield number. That yield factor is a number, it's a projection that they're making, and then at the for your per cow milk production per quarter for the state. So it has nothing to do with your personal dairy, it's all state-based, right? So they're going to be projecting what we talked about briefly once before, but as you can see here, I think this is a Michigan quote. This is their projection on the per cow numbers for Q3 of 2019. And as soon as Q3 ends, we'll get the milk production report the following month, and they're going to say, okay, Michigan, you produced 2% more milk. And that 2% more milk, if you were owed a payout, would decrease your payout by 2%. Because the theory is you make more milk, you make more money. So that is a portion of the payout comes from that yield piece. So they put the protection factor in there for if your dairy farm was counter to what the state did. So maybe the state was up in 2%, but your dairy farm was down 5%. So your payout got decreased 2% because the state was up. Meanwhile, your milk check got decreased also because your milk production was way down. So to try to take that volatility and protect that lost revenue because of the state fluctuations versus your on-farm fluctuations, they put that protection factor in there to help protect that revenue. So
you're essentially protecting the difference if you are below what the projected yield is, where the rest of your state is above.
Right. That's really the theory for why they build that in there.
Well, that covers all my questions. Is there anything else?
Yeah, I guess one thing with the protection factor I should mention before we go is that when you do turn this up, so let's look down here first actually. So notice first your trigger price is $15.45 with a protection factor of 1. Your revenue guarantee is also $15.45. Remember those numbers?
Got them.
And now we're going to turn it up to 1.5.
There we go.
So now you'll notice that your trigger price is $15.45 and your revenue guarantee turned to $23.17. Now this $23.17 number is not your trigger price number.
Okay.
That number looks too good to be true because it is too good to be true.
So what is the difference between the two numbers?
Right, so the difference is the trigger price is still the number that matters for your payout. Every penny below that $15.45 is when you start getting paid out. Now with the protection factor at 1.5 like we have it, every penny below it is now a penny and a half. So it's getting multiplied, it's growing exponentially basically. So if milk prices were to go to 0, then you would get a $23.17 milk check. But you probably don't want milk prices to go to 0, so you probably never want to see that number on your insurance payout.
Right.
And the number you need to remember always is this $15.45 is still your trigger price. That's the one that matters on your payout. But going forward, every penny under that will be 1.5 times.
Okay, so it's everything under the
trigger price
that
correct.
gets multiplied, not the
$23.17.
Got it.
So that's the biggest question we probably get on here, and something that I definitely had to point out for you all
Yes. Thank you.
about the protection factor. Other than that, though, I think we about covered it.
Thanks for watching Rice Dairy TV. Be sure to click here to learn more about Rice Dairy Risk Services and the Dairy RP program.
And if you're not sure where here is, make sure you scroll down below the video and in the description, click the link.
Oh, that's what I meant to say.